Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I have to turn off the music while we do this. But let me go ahead. I'm just refreshing Streamlabs so I have the updated one. So I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, he's on to Q&A, apparently.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for that information.
So,
First furry convention and my first panel ever. There's a lot of firsts going around.
It is also my first furry convention.
Me too.
Yay!
Array 3, just to let you know, I do not have access to that file. If you want to drop it in the Discord chat, I can access it there since you're one of the highest donators so far.
Wow. You just jumped from, 0 to, 65 in what? Not even 10 minutes?
Yeah, let me go ahead and refresh the... We had a lot of people at opening ceremonies. We had, what was it, 120?
Did we?
Congratulations!
Actually, I think we had even more people than that. So yeah, this donation stream is going to be going on a little bit longer. We don't want to overlap Kat's panel, but we might be able to keep it going if we have to.
Yeah.
We can just redirect people if needed. Let's just see if we can get to the goal today, because honestly, that's what's the most important thing.
So, One Violet Rose, thank you for your donation of $5.
Yes, thank you very much. So let me see. I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta go to the ClovenCast chat. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people sending in stuff. Okay. For those who are watching, who are dropping their Fursonas in the ClovenCast chat. If you want a higher chance of getting your character reviewed, if you send in a donation, there is a donation widget, and people are going faster than I can talk. There's a donation widget below that has the rainbowy donate to stream thingy, that if you click on that, you can donate and include the I'll remember the word. You can include the link to your character sheet. We recommend either a Twitter post, or if you can just copy and paste it just has to be something that we can access. And just checking the chat so far.
Picture.
Now, also keep in mind, guys, we might not be able to get through everybody's OC.
Yeah.
We'll try to go through as efficiently as we can.
Everyone.
Because unfortunately, we like to talk a lot.
Tell you what, we'll set a 5-minute limit for everyone. How about that?
Yeah. All right.
So I'll go
everyone
ahead and get a timer.
Everyone who is not reviewed today will be archived and will be reviewed in a next episode of ClovenCast.
Those who donate, we won't be able to get to everyone, but those who donate will definitely get their OC reviewed in compensation. It just won't be, if we can't make it to you on today, then we'll go ahead. Yeah. Okay, we gotta get started before I wander.
Yes, can we please? please.
Oh my god, we're at 108 and we have 51 people here.
Okay.
Yes, I'm calling it. We need to start this recording.
I'm working on it. I'm pulling up the first one.
Can we do ClovenCast intro, please?
Right, we're doing a podcast. Hello everyone, and welcome to ClovenCast, the podcast show where we have no intro. I'm Spirit. Would you guys like to introduce yourself?
I'm Animechristy. I'm also replacing Maple for the day, I guess.
I mean, you're a standard ClovenCast.
I'm replacing Maple for the day!
No, you're not.
Maple just couldn't make it, unfortunately. If you're looking up at the stream, the top left corner, Maple is unable to make it because she's got work today, so everyone send her lots of love.
We'll have a cardboard stand-in in her place. There. Is everybody happy? Okay, cool.
Hi, I'm Springheart the Llama. I am your event coordinator for the for RAMCon today. Thank you guys for coming to the charity stream. Oh, woo!
Woo!
Okay, so we're
Oh
going.
my god.
I'm going to set the timer. So each of us gets a turn, and then so we have 5 minutes on each character, and each person gets a turn to say one good thing and one thing that they feel should be improved. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
So we'll go in the standard mass format. So it's going to be Christy, Spring, then me.
Okay.
Hey.
And 3, 2, 1, timer start.
Okay, which one are we starting on is the real question.
You're gonna have to go by the stream because there's a lot of people to keep track of. So.
Yeah, we're looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, I see. Sorry, I my brain cut off. Okay, what I really like about this OC is the coloring so far. I like the color combination of that magenta, the orange, and the not a dusty lavender purple. Can't think of anything off the top of my head, although I don't see where the rope makes sense in the tail. And that's all I can really say right now, because that's what's on the spot for me. Okay, cool.
All right. So, as a ginger myself, I always like a character with ginger hair. Mwah. 10 out of 10. Spikes are kind of cool coming out. So I do like how it's just kind of like the hair's spiking out.
Hold
It's
on.
kind of wild, crazy.
People say they can't see. So,
Oh boy.
Everyone try refreshing Twitch.
Send
Yes.
a message, but I'm not logged in on this computer for Twitch.
Refresh. Because I can see it. I'll also refresh just to make sure.
I normally wouldn't do this, but let me go ahead and just see. I'm going to make some brush strokes on the screen. Tell me if those show up.
Yep, I see them.
Okay, as long as they're showing up, that's the important part. So anyway,
Okay.
And $48! Oh my god.
Woo! Okay, so hair, love it. Mwah, spikies. So, the thing that gotta talk about. Why do you got crotch fluff?
oh, not this again.
I'm good. I don't understand.
Some people have a big bush, okay? Just leave them alone.
It doesn't. It's okay. Like, look at the tail. Like, there's no fluff. There's no like little like spikies around the tail, which there should be spikies if you're gonna have rope there. It should be like coming out. But like, why you gotta have? Yeah, I know, Sharpwit. Not again.
Because
it was
some
probably
people
just like
have
an
the bigger bush
thing.
than others. Leave them alone.
It's probably just like an artistic thing.
Hey, I didn't criticize your things you didn't like. Don't you come raining down on my thing I don't like about.
I'm sorry. I just wanted. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
There is no. Hey, Magic Coffee. There is no bush shaming. It is just apparently, you do you, but I don't understand the purpose of that exact choice
Can
in
I
this
have
drawing.
my turn now?
Yes, you may.
The hair makes no sense to me. Like, I feel like, and maybe this is just me, but if the hair is going to, maybe this is kind of more of an art thing, but if it's
We reached our goal.
we already reached
We
our goal.
overreached our goal.
We're only 20 minutes, well, we're not even 20 minutes. We're 13 minutes in and we've already reached our goal. Let's see how far we can push.
Oh my god.
Thank you,
This
guys.
is fantastic.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I feel like if we're gonna have this sort of framing hair, and I know I'm the one with the tablet, so I'm gonna be the only one, but I feel like if we have this sort of framing hair, it should lie more on the chest, and it should come down from here on the head. Probably need to pick a brighter color to use this for. Like, it should come down from here, rather than just like, because you see what's going on here, just like it pops out from behind the neck, and it kind of looks weird. I'm not sure if that's an artistic thing or if it's a character thing.
I see it a lot in anime, that two-strand thing.
Anime hair makes no sense, and I can't wrap my head around it, especially the Yu-Gi-Oh characters. Like, how do you have that as your natural hair color?
It's called gel and hair dye.
Oh,
And the
yeah,
heart of
but
the
it's not
cards.
natural.
I think overall, like, the character does operate on the rule of focal points, so it's not a bad character design. It's just there's a few discrepancies, and it looks like this might be an instance where it's kind of like this is a special design of a character, so it's not like the common thing. But at the same time, I think another thing too is that the detailed markings on the side are a little much for frequent redraws, but that's just me. Up, and that's our timer. Let me cancel the timer, darn it.
Thank you for submitting.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me go ahead. I'm going to get the next one copy-pasted in Streamlabs. Streamlabs, this is not a good time to break on me.
I really...
Let me go ahead. I need to refresh the page.
Apple Jazz, you can submit it in the Discord. However, you will have a greater chance of having your OC reviewed if you make a donation, because it seems we have a lot of donations today.
Oh my god, we do. This is why we have the 5-minute timer.
Yes.
I'm looking at the list, and it looks like a lot of them, I'm not sure. Oh, there they are. They just got compressed. I'm a dumb. Moving on. Bringing up the character. Okay. Copy
Wait
image.
for it.
And
Wait
a blue.
for it. Oh.
Is this posted on Twitter or?
I've got the roster. It's all on Streamlabs, so I've got the roster in front of me.
Okay.
So go ahead. We'll start the timer. Christy, you're up first.
Actually, I'm having a hard time just seeing the stream. The quality somehow went low, so I'm going to, change that. Okay, there we go. Well, as usual, I like the coloring. Guess what? I really like the coloring. I like how this character is presented in a natural tricolor dog kind of way. I think the one thing I don't like, I guess, is the stripe on the back that looks like a reverse V-neck.
Yeah, it
goes
doesn't really
forward
have an
and
anchor
then.
point.
Yeah, it doesn't really have an anchor point. It looks like it needs to have some kind of V-neck also in front too. That's all I got.
All right. So I freaking love this character. This character looks like I could come hang out with them at a cafe. They're just the best. The thing that I guess would be the thing I'd be like, what is this? Would be his fur looks like he's wearing some kind of coat, which makes me chuckle. I like it.
It's a literal fur coat. I didn't know
It's the
that
best.
till now.
I don't have any really thing, and he kind of looks like he has I can't remember what they're called. They're on his feet. They're he has them as black, but gentleman had them. They're white. I can't remember the name of them. Yeah, that's what it looks like on his feet, his little paws, and I love it. Spats. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. Thank you, chat. So, yeah, I think that's the only thing I'm this shape is interesting.
For me, it's hard to critique anything that I like, because it's I don't really see a lot that makes me gripe at the character. Yes. Especially on the spot.
If I had maybe those two yellow triangles near his chest. I don't know. If I had to knit super enhance knit to pick. I'm good. I love him.
I think I've got a little bit more of an in-depth kind of here's my thoughts. So
the marker.
Yes, I got the marker out. We're gonna draw on the character with crayons, everybody. So a thing that I've been taught when it comes to character design, especially when it comes to illustration and animation-friendly characters, you're going to want to avoid having anything called a floating shape. So let me go ahead. Let me reduce the size of this. So instances like these, this, and technically these count as floating shapes. And the issue with these is that they're very hard to track and keep on model. So ultimately, when it comes to when it comes to this character, it works really well. However, at the same time, it's going to be very difficult for an artist to redraw over and over again because, especially if you're working at different angles, getting the these things right, especially these and this and these are going to be very difficult. I think if I were to have a fix for that, what I would do is I would follow through the tan all the way down through that V. I would, and I know that it looks like this is at least partially based off of actual German markings, like German Shepherd markings.
Apparently, according to Drink Data, he has a Hamilton aesthetic, like a founding father. So there's a theme going on here.
And I'm trying to avoid, because artists will upcharge you for these kinds of things when it comes to them, so I'm mostly just trying to find ways to make the character a bit more illustration friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you wanted to, and then you connect these, and I know, sorry, this is really rough, but just to show kind of the idea, since we've got a time limit, like kind of connect them like that. Or even just, like, bring them together as a V at the front to add a little extra consistency with the back. And then, if we bring up the old color, kind of like that. And then with these, so this is another instance of what we call floating shapes. So I would recommend when it comes to these, they're just, like I said, they're very difficult to keep on model. So you can either do this, where it's a standard ring, or if you want to maintain that angle shape. Shut up, timer, I'm not done yet. You can...
You're breaking your own damn rule, though, Spirit.
I know, I wanted to show this. So that's my general idea. So
Okay.
It's not a requirement, obviously, it's just an idea for making the character a bit easier to draw, for especially if you plan on commissioning, or especially if you're getting a suit, because my suit has this V. I have a navy V at the bottom of it on my suit head for my first suit. So, anywho, we're moving on. Thank you for submitting. It was a very cute character. I love him so much.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Dashboard. Streamlabs, you cannot constantly be refreshing like this. Okay, Sharp donated $4. Ooh, we have a Pony OC. And... copy
Oh
image.
boy!
Friendship?
Friendship.
Ew, friendships at the unicorn.
Timer start. Christy, you're up.
Alright, so one of the things that I kind of like going on for it is that color-wise, it has like a beach aesthetic going on, and even the name Flower Skies just gives off that kind of tone, yet it goes against it by having like an armory thing going on with it. About it because it looks like something else, but it gives off a different impression to me. I'm having trouble trying to say what I don't like about it. I guess the cutie mark just doesn't... I'd like to know the story behind the cutie mark, because based on what I'm seeing, my first impression of the character, it might not make sense. It might... Who knows? Maybe this person designs armor for a living. I don't know.
It's
I don't
just
know
like
the
with
context behind this
discrepancy of
character.
the name.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. This character somewhat makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, and I kind of like it, but I don't like it. I have so much complex feelings towards this character. I'll shut up now, though.
Your brain, like, doesn't know what to do with itself, because it's just like, I like it, but I also, like, see problems with it, but I also like it, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's going to be me throughout this entire thing, just letting everybody know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sploosh linked to the wrong character, like they donated and they linked. Yes, you can post the right OC in the chat.
Or if you want to, is it Sloosh that sent it?
Yeah, Sloosh.
Sloosh, go ahead and just PM that to me, since we're friends. Since we're buddy-buddy. Anyway, Spring, your turn.
Alright. Flower Skies. So you're using some nice colors that don't blind my eyes. Not too many. Mwah, beautiful. Always love that. I love the fact that did not expect you to have like, the armor thing. Yeah, I think I'm on the same board of I don't know why you have a cutie mark that is a spindle. Oh, word. Thread. Maybe it's
Bobbin.
you're like. Yeah, I confused.
The word is a bobbin of thread.
Bobbin
or a
of
spool
thread.
of thread.
I've been talking
about-
so much this week. Words are like escaping me. A spool of thread? Yeah. Like maybe you're a blacksmith, maybe you like sew leather armor. But yeah, I like the expressions and on this character sheet. It's great.
Oh, I guess it's my turn.
Okay, so you have the same
Yeah.
confusion as I do. Okay, good. I'm not the only one.
No, I'm not hating this. I'm just I feel like there needs to be like a description on the side of like, and so flower skies, this is my saga story, like on the side. Like maybe they're an RP, like a D&D character. I don't know.
It's the D&D character. I can live with that exclamation.
Yeah, no, love it.
All right, I'm
Cool.
just looking at the character because we do have a time limit, guys. We got a minute and a half.
I'm done.
Anyway, I'm just gonna say this right now. So aside from the discrepancy, like, okay, on the note where they were saying that, just so that we can kind of elaborate on it, I think that the best way to go about fixing that issue would either to have the cutie mark be more akin to the armor theory, or change the name to be more fitting of their job, because in Equestria, ponies have names which are very close in matching to their job or their special talent, which usually becomes their job in life. Another thing that I think that would be good is that for the sake of the armor, I know it's made out of metal, but when it comes to doing character design, you want to work with a limited palette. And this is a JPEG, so that's not going to work very well. But basically what I'm saying here is that, so this is a cool gray while you have warm colors on here. So I would recommend you either change the main palette, this part, to be cool, or what you do is you either take this gray and make it a warm gray, or you base it off of the color of the hair. And this is going to be incredibly rough, but you'll just see if I'm kind of scribbling it over, being very fast with it.
I see. Yeah, that matches perfectly.
Yeah, you want to work with a limited color palette, and if you're working with neutrals are fine. You just have to make the neutrals match the rest of the characters. So either go with a warm gray or go with a green gray like I've shown here. But yes. Anyhow, we gotta move on. Thank you for submitting, and thank you for your donation. It's very much appreciated. Streamlabs is refreshing again because it's being a butt.
And other people have been donating.
Okay. Yes, we had a few other donations. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Okay, Sloosh, I've got your character. This thing of tape keeps falling off of my desk and I'm angry. It's staying on the floor now.
Floor of shame.
Open original. Copy image. Paste. Alright, and we'll go ahead, start timer. Christy, you're up.
Oh my, okay. This character creeps me out. Mostly the eyes. But I still want to hug it? I'm getting those confused feelings all over again where a character is so unconventional. Because it looks really cute, but also really creepy. I have no idea what this is. I think the only gripe I have with it in terms of design, and I'll keep it brief, the fur on the tail, I feel like it needs to extend further down into the base, I guess, if that makes sense.
Like,
the fur is consistent, but I don't know. I don't like how it cuts off at the top.
Like, kind of like this. Like follow around the top or like that?
Yeah, like that. That's exactly what I mean.
Alright, Spring?
All right. The thing I like about this OC, other than the color palette, because moi, is so at the hip area, there's like the fluff goes out, and it just reminds me of like those like skirts that like like those tutus kids wear at Halloween. So I really like the way that the fur goes out. And the thing that I do not that makes me very uncomfortable about this OC is the feet. I don't just like literally the way they're sitting and like above the feet. I'm like, oh, a nice cuddly friend, and then just the feet are like, oh no, oh noes.
Very menacing.
Apparently, this character's undead.
Oh noes. um. So well done on making me very uncomfortable then.
It's a Tim Burton.
Yeah, I do
Yep.
get Tim Burton vibes. I'm just
Yeah.
taking a look at the characters. So I think once again we have kind of another instance of there's too many colors, and we're having a bit of trouble. Yes, there is a bit of subtle focal point. Just with the background, it's a little bit difficult to really point out. So let me see if I can.
You can
Bit of dark background, but not like black.
It's just okay. The background is not really important since it's just a JPEG compression. A couple things that I'm noticing. I feel like we need a better way to draw the eye to the face. So I think one way to do it. I know the paws are also a focal point in the character, but I think having this dark blue is kind of pulling attention away from the face because the face is the most important position of attention. So, and it would make it. We can have them sort of match. If we have them match the creases on the rest of it, either that, or if we take the paw pad color and make it the claw color, just so that we have a bit more balance. I'm guessing they're probably supposed to.
You enhanced them.
I think
Sorry.
and this is just another thing too, so I'm going to zoom out on that. So like if you were to make the claws darker, another thing you might be able to do, and this is just thinking out loud, I'm guessing it might be an instance of it being like an exposed skull, but in order to draw the eye to the face, you can make this facial marking darker green. Either that, or if you wanted to, you can make these upper portions a darker green, and then that will draw the eye to the face a bit more.
Yeah.
And it's more of an optional thing. I know they're kind of more based. It's more based off of a very skeletal or corporeal thing, but honestly, I think maybe also if you wanted to, because it's supposed to have that kind of zombie-ish aesthetic, but maybe if you increase, I'm spitballing here. If we were to increase the vibrance of the eyes a little bit.
Make it more saturated.
Yeah.
Kind of like the saturation in the eyes, like a little more.
A little more?
I mean, like, I like it as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you put it.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what would happen, though, if you made the face, like, outside of the skeletal skull thing, really dark.
It could maybe, add, like, the dark markings of the paw pads.
Maybe? I don't know. No, not that part. I meant, like, the outside of that. It would enhance, like the fact that, hey, this is a skeleton. Like the light green.
Yeah, so, like, this part over here.
Yep. I would definitely draw my eye to the face.
Yeah, if you were to make the face dark, like the paw pads or another dark thing, I think, it's mostly just going to be a matter of, honing down the color palette a little bit, because having, tints, tones, and shades of varying colors is okay, but just having too many colors is kind of like having too many cooks in the kitchen, so...
Yep.
That's our brain ramble for this one. Thank you for sending in, Sloosh. We very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go ahead. What's next on Streamlabs? So Sloosh has donated. I'm not seeing one from Idea Maker. Is there one in the...
Let me double check the ClovenCast. That's Ringer Friendship. Idea Maker.
I'm not seeing one in the Discord chat.
Maybe they just wanted to donate for the sake of donating? I don't know. Idea Maker, if you're here, let us know.
Yeah, go ahead. If you are in the Discord chat, go ahead and drop it in the ClovenCast channel. For now...
Oh, yeah. They realized they had sent the link.
Okay, if you want to drop that in the Discord chat real quick.
It was...
Oh, it was
I
just a
haven't
donation.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, oh, we've got one from Dual Thrones. A slightly suggestive one from Dual Thrones.
Dual Thrones. Why does that name sound familiar?
Dual is one of the, I can word. Give me a minute.
Commentary?
Volunteer?
One of the volunteers. I think I
okay.
can crop this so that we can still talk about it. We're just gonna have
Okay, I'm thinking of a different Doodle Tones then.
Oh, don't get me started on that. That was...
Anyways, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to severely crop this to bring this in. A rule for
Just
those submitting in the chat, we don't allow suggestive suggestions. This is going to be an exception since, we didn't outright say it, but from here on out, if you have suggestive art, we will not be accepting it.
Yeah, I can... Okay, yeah, that's a good crop.
I'm trying to crop it at a good point on the boobs.
Okay. A woos.
I'm attempting to remain safe for work.
Only the classiest of comments here.
Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I'm gonna look at the full image that was submitted in the
Yes!
Discord chat.
That cost!
Anyways, and did the timer go off?
I haven't set the timer yet.
Okay, let me know when you have and I'll start talking.
And go.
Okay, so this character is definitely a wolf and definitely on the gray side. I like how they decided to go the blonde route, I guess, because it has like this, it brightens up the character a little bit, because I'm looking at the full image. It's a very dark character, and with a lot of dark neutral tones to them. So the fact that you have like this light blonde brightens it up a bit, including the eyes. I can't really think of a lot that I don't like about the character, but I would like change the color of the wings just a little bit to give it a little more value contrast.
Especially with silhouetting.
Yeah.
Okay. My turn?
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay, just checking. So love. I'm seeing the full picture as well. So I love the fact that you went with a different hair color. It draws the eyes to the face, but I think, okay, sorry, I have to start with something nice. Wolf bat, really cool idea. Love it. 10 out of 10. Thing that's bugging me, my eyes are drawn directly to your hair, not the eyes and the face.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you made the eye color brighter, and maybe took some of this, like if you made the fur and the face lighter as well, and maybe the hair darker, so that it went directly to the face and not the hair, that might help. Because right now my eyes are going directly to the blonde hair, and not the eyes and your cute little smug face.
Oh, spirit be drawn.
I'm kind of drawing out what you're saying, because this is kind of like what I'm imagining is that, like, when you said, like, add brighter markings to the face. Spring?
Yeah. I could see that.
Okay.
Yeah, like even like if the eyes were like,
You could make them light blue.
Oh, apparently it's supposed to be a wolf dragon.
oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
that's even
a wagon.
cooler. Oh, dragons! I love dragons.
Dragons make everything cool.
So cool.
Anyways.
Okay. Since you asked about silhouetting dual, so silhouetting is a concept that you'll find primarily in the industry, and it's when you create a character to create a distinct silhouette. Working with wings is very hard. So silhouetting is basically when you try to make a character recognizable from far away. So a good way to test this and to test their readability is to put them. So let me go ahead. Let me pull Spirit up because I've got a sample here. So here's a sample of Spirit, and the way that you can tell Spirit is if you take this, create a clipping mask, and turn off.
I don't know. That seems to be suggestive.
Shush.
Yeah.
It was literally supposed to be finger guns, okay? Anyway, we were limited on time. The rule of silhouetting is that you should be able to recognize a character from far away. So as you can see, you can tell its spirit purely on the basis of the fact that you can see how her hair flows and the antlers. So the best way when it comes to full-colored illustrations, and I'm getting there, give me 2 seconds, is... Hang on. I'm big brain.
All is important to us.
The best way to make a character with wings recognizable, because when it comes to full illustrations, and this isn't when it comes to just like silhouetting, like having a distinguishable silhouette is important, but also having it to where you can see the rest of the body in front of said things, because wings can take up a lot of space. So it's either good to have them small, folded against the back, or have a color adjustment. So I'm getting there. Photoshop, I need a bigger brush.
Why aren't you using a bigger brush?
Because I'm a big dumb, okay? And this is a really, 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 really rough concept. But if you were to make the wings darker, or at least have them shrouded in shadow, it would make the forward body a lot more recognizable. I'm also in agreement when it comes to the eyes. The eyes were not very readable when it came to the design. So shut up, timer. Okay. You'll have to experiment with it. I know that yellow is a very nice color for this, but you'll either have to change the hair color or change the eye color to make both of them stand out. So.
Oh my god, that's a lot of $50.
Y'all are gonna make me cry, you know that.
You're almost over $100 over your goal. You guys are the best. You guys are so nice.
Everyone's like, thank you so much for putting this convention. Y'all are the real MVPs here, okay?
Yeah, we can't do it. Literally started with 4 people and everyone else jumped in, and it made I'm gonna get emotional. No. Okay, we need to.
Y'all did a good job, alright? Anyways, let's move on and all that.
Thank you very much for submitting your OC.
Yes, thank you.
Also, don't worry about donating. If you can't, we understand.
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
I'll go ahead, I'll start the timer and go.
Okay, so I know this has nothing to do with the character, but one of my favorite things about it right now is the fact that it's a cereal mascot and it has its own box. It's so cute! It looks like a little pirate. It's a pirate weasel, or I don't know if it's a ferret or what, but I love it.
I think it might be a ferret.
It's an otter! Oliver the otter, that's so cute. I can't think of anything I don't like. Maybe like the little markings like on the character itself kind of bother me. Like the little lines are hard to read.
I think that's the logo, their watermark you're looking at.
Oh. And I'm a dumb. Never
Is
mind.
it the white? Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like the white lines and whatnot that I've been seeing like overlaid on the character. Never mind, I'm a dumb. I've got nothing bad to say about it.
Okay, I just wanted to verify that that's what you were looking at.
Okay! I was looking for some kind of excuse. Anyway, go!
No, alright. So, Oliver the otter. I like the fact that they are very fancy, well-dressed otter, and then when they have to go to work, they put on a scarf. I love this concept. The thing that I would suggest for this character is to brighten the eyes. They need to be like a light purple, so that so when you look at this character, your eye instantly go to the face. Because right now, the white of the shirt, that's kind of generally where my eyes are sitting. Yeah, I like them, and this is also one of our vendors, so thank you for submitting.
Yes, Pia, thank you very much for submitting. I'm really having trouble finding issues with the character design because it has beauty in its simplicity. And I'm really digging what's the name? It's vest. I'm really digging like the vest and the dress shirt.
It's snazzy.
I think so this is I told myself I wouldn't critique the quality of art, and I know I'm being very bad about this, but this is just a recommendation when it comes to watermarking. So you have your watermark all over your art, and that can get a little bit invasive when it comes to it. So I'll go ahead, let me pull up a commission that I have with a watermark. Preferably one that isn't going to be too huge of a file. This one will work.
I have nothing bad to say about this character other than brighten up the eyes.
I don't have anything wrong with... I can't think of anything wrong with the character. This is mostly just like a professional suggestion from my experience. If you're going to include the watermark, include it somewhere on the composition where people can't easily crop it out, but also somewhere where it's not going to be too invasive to the character. So usually I go for any of the corners. Yes, I want to rasterize the image. You can go for any of the four corners. You can go for a central one. You can go for one about here. You can go for one. You want to put it in a decently essential area, but not one that is going to obscure the face or obscure any detail focal points. So you do not want to cover up any important parts of the design. You
want people to enjoy your art that you've spent lots of time working on.
And especially, I'm looking at it, especially it's obscuring the face, which is something you need to watch out for, especially if you're selling adoptables, because people will... I was initially under the impression that these were part of the character, and it's just like, that's an interesting design element, until I looked closer at it, and it's just a repeat watermark. You're going to want to refrain from adding it too much for the sake of clarity, because especially with instances of the Oatful O's box, it's a little difficult to read what's going on here due to the watermark. So, yeah, I told myself I wouldn't talk about technicals, but I'm an educator. I can't help it.
You're very informative. Thank you.
I think we've got about 23 seconds, but I think that's all we have to say about this character.
Dance break.
Everyone dance. Dance break.
Been sitting in your chair all day. Dance.
Yes.
I'm trying. It's really hard to dance while sitting in a chair. Especially without triggering my dog, because that dog barks and everything.
Thank you for submitting your OC.
Yes, thank you very much. We probably will, we started at 3 and we're scheduled to go till 5, right?
Oh my god. Well, at least we have plenty of time. About an hour. 15-ish minutes.
Okay, I'm trying to...
Hour and
Give me
12.
2 seconds, I just gotta pull up, it's a Fur Affinity link, so I gotta pull up and copy-paste. Copy image.
It's from the Awoo's website.
Paste. Ultimate Fluffy. It's not
Fluffy!
Oh! Hello! What is this?
It's a very fluffy character, and I have no idea if it's a squirrel. Oh, it's a squirrel.
Gosh.
Your favorite
Yeah, it was a
spring
cat at
fluffy
first
bugs.
Okay. Anime, go.
Oh god.
Yep.
Alright, so I like the concept that it's a squirrel. However, I don't see any sense in the blue and the pink coloring. I don't. That's the only part I don't like because the rest of it looks very natural. That's all I got.
Yeah, you got like these natural colors.
It's fluffy though.
All right. So, being a girl of the theater, my brain saw this design and went, "Oh my gosh, I could see Lily the squirrel if they on the cast of Cat." Like this like that the blue like the outfit like that's something I'd see on Cats. Like I love it. So but also as a general, as not a stage costume, and as a character, you don't need fluffy bum. And yes, I'm bringing it back, y'all.
A majority of the people watching this aren't going to be aware of that in-joke, though.
Nope. If you want to know what fluffy bum is about, you got to watch our pilot episode on YouTube on Spirit's channel.
I'll link this when I upload it to YouTube, everyone. I'll see if I can get it up tomorrow. I'll upload it to the rest of the ClovenCast thing, so if you can see the original one. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so you don't need that little, you have on the back side there, in the middle, you just have a line that keeps going. You don't need that there to emphasize the fluff. So yeah, less is more, I guess, like visual fluffy.
Yeah, you want to put it as an accent rather than an everything.
Yeah, but love it. Makes me think of Cats. Love it. The musical.
I'm looking at the character thing, and once again, I really need to do an updated video on talking about character design, because honestly, one of the air quotes cardinal sins of character designs is that people add too many colors to their design. However, so in this instance, working with a mixture of a naturalistic and artificial color palette, as we'll call it, is not that difficult. However, it does require a very distinct balance. So what I would recommend is that, so let's say, I'm just going to kind of improvise here. Let's say this is roughly the blue.
Before you go off, the colors are loosely based on I can't read it. The giant squirrel of India. So
giant squirrel of India. Just so I have a visual reference. I see what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense to me. I think,
is this it?
Google it. It'll make a lot more sense if you see it.
Squirrel of India.
I do think,
okay.
yeah, it makes a lot more sense now that we're seeing it. I see it now.
Okay.
Can you post a picture so everyone else can see this?
Yes, it's so
Holy
pretty.
shit, what?
Yes!
How the hell?
Slay!
Forget what I said. Okay, run with this. Just stick with it. Honestly, I think
nothing else matters.
Our opinions on the colors no longer matter.
Because this is beautiful.
Okay, I've never seen this animal before, but now I want to own it.
We need to make a color palette out of it.
Oh, I love it. It is precious.
I've never seen an animal with blue fur before, but I want to own it.
Everyone learned something new today.
I've been learned. I learned about a new animal that I love now.
Thank you for informing us of this precious bean.
We have been blessed.
I know. Oh my god. It's a sparkle squirrel. Yes.
Sparkle squirrel.
Nature made its own sparkle squirrel.
I need my own sparkle squirrel. I'm the sparkle pony, remember? Alright.
Yeah, Calico does have a good point. I think, since you're working with traditional, it is going to be a bit hard to get that vibrance.
Oh, yeah.
The slot for my thingy just came out. Hold up.
I was about to say, it's like, there are ways to make colored pencils more vibrant.
Yeah, you can blend it with a white colored pencil.
Well, it's not even that. Okay, there's this, I actually have it. Give me a sec.
The timer has gone off, so
Where
while
is
you're
it? It's in
explaining.
my room.
So
here it is.
thank you for donating. We very much appreciate it. And I've been learned. We learned something new.
Okay, so I have a thing where it's like a liquid that you can oh wow, it does not have a lot of liquid. What the hell happened? Long story short, this is like some stuff that you can use to blend out colored pencil stuff. It's a soluble.
Okay.
It's called Gamsol. Odorless mineral spirits, anyway.
I think you have to use it with the wax
Must
base
have
ones,
spilled
right?
because I have it all over my thing. I'll have to check that later. This is the cute little angel. So I have chemicals all over myself. I'll be back.
Alright, while you're at it, so I guess Spring and I can go ahead and get started.
I like it. It's an angel. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, Spring. Think of something constructive to say. Oh no, she's died. Spring's dead, I'm the only one left. Oh well, everyone, welcome to the Spirit Show. I guess I'm the only host left because everyone's gone.
Hi.
You're here! I thought you died!
It went dark all of a sudden. I was scared.
Wait, did you have a blackout?
This happened last night to me.
Oh, did
Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, this has happened a couple times to me.
Alright, so I've received a ping. Zillion has said if you need another person on the ClovenCast, I could try joining if you like. Do you guys want to throw Zillion in?
Are we gonna? Sure. This.
Alright, Christy, why don't you go ahead?
Oh! The chat is okay. Apparently, the chat wants.
Okay, I'll invite Zillion. I'll just.
I'm backing away from my screen. They're very excited.
Alright, Christy, if you want to go ahead and invite. Not invite. If you want to go ahead, Zillion, I'm sending you an invite. Zillion, invite. Okay.
So many.
We need
Just
a critique. We're being paid to do. Well,
I was just like, oh, maybe, and then everyone was like, yes. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm intruding. If you guys have this all filled out already, then I totally understand.
It's all good.
No. We usually have we've had guests come on before, so it's all good.
It's always surprise guests too. Maddie showed up halfway through the last time too.
All right. Well, let's see. So where are these beautiful images that we're going to be looking at?
We're currently operating the stream because I've got everything sent by Streamlabs.
First off, may I congratulate you of being the first man into our girls only club.
Haha, yeah.
You made it into the clubhouse.
Disrupt the matriarchy. Woohoo!
I'm here.
Let me come in and walk all over with my white privilege.
Wait, what?
Well, half. I mean,
I go away for less than 5 minutes and then suddenly you invite somebody into the cast to replace me?
No, Zillion's coming as an addition.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna be on the floor.
No, but it's okay because I'm half Mexican, so half of America still hates me, so it evens itself out. Anyways, so what are we reviewing? Oh, I didn't know furries went to heaven. This picture is inaccurate.
Yeah, we all deserve to burn in hell.
No, we're all going to hell, but it's all going to just be one massive furry convention. But we're all going to be overheating, so it's equally bad and good. So it's torturous, but it's fun torture.
Oh boy.
In any case, Canine Camel for donating $9, bringing the total to $409. We have raised a bunch of money for this and are kicking.
Can we get somebody to donate $11?
Yes! Somebody donate $11. Let's get the funny weed number.
Yes! I will literally lock the donations after that if we have to.
do not lock the donations.
Don't you do
because
it.
More money is better because this is going to a good cause. Basically, it is going to... Well, what is this going to, Spirit? Would you mind explaining to us?
It's donating to Give Directly. So Give Directly is a COVID-19, well, it's a general relief company that's currently focusing on, basically, they give money directly to people in need. So considering the world's situation right now, everything's burning and on fire, let's help people by giving directly.
So if you guys don't like being stuck at home and don't like being in quarantine, don't be an idiot and counter-protest. Donate so that we can find a goddamn vaccine. Thank you. I'm done here. So are we supposed to be critiquing these characters? Because I've got some things to say about this one, actually.
Okay, so I will tell you how we do. We each take a turn, say something nice, say something we don't like, and interject as on each person's turn.
Okay, cool.
So since you're current stand-in for Maple, you get to go first.
Yep.
Hell yeah! All right, so this character, what's their character name? If somebody wouldn't mind telling me.
Let me look. It was a Facebook.
Clocky coming in clutch with the $11.
Clocky, yes.
Clocky, I'm sorry.
Damn it! I didn't donate fast enough. Shit. I was actually in the middle of working on it, but it's like
The 11 train continues.
Okay, everyone. Now we just gotta get to 426. We gotta get 69. Everyone. We gotta get to 69 somehow.
Anyways, we're supposed to be. I assume we're supposed to be critiquing characters. So I'm going to actually point out some things I like about this, because there's a lot I actually like about this character. And the first thing is simplicity is key. Having a character that's too difficult is always something that is just messes up the character design. And some people like going super complicated, and some people like going super simple. Everybody has their own preference. For me, I really like simplified characters. Some of my favorite characters are like just that pure white kind of, or even creamy white color design. I'm just a stickler for designs like that. This one, the main coloration difference is in the hair and in the eyes, which immediately drags your focal point to that, which is really cool. One thing that I really like about this specific drawing is the way that the female is drawn. And one thing that I definitely see a lot in a lot of modern media and just media in general is that there is an over-sexualization of the female form. This one doesn't really do that. There's some podge, there's some fat, it's very much a representation of maybe the actual physique that actual people have. And I personally like that a lot.
Oops. I'm one of those people who does that.
She's a different funny. I'm sorry, but you didn't donate $3.61, so.
Give us your torch. You're banished from the island.
Okay, goodbye.
I do like the wings are obviously are they mirrored or no? They're both separately drawn. So good on you for mirroring that. That's actually very hard to do in terms of a drawing. The person is way better at drawing boobs than I am, so good on that. I do really like the general form. I think it's a very unique and very honest depiction of the character compared to some ways that we represent our Sonas. And I like that. In terms of working with it, I don't know. I kind of like the character design as is. It's simplistic. There's a lot of use for different colors. I think the clothing could just be a little bit better. Could be a little better choice in that. The tail kind of looks like it's sticking out of the butt, but that's just a very normal thing, and it can be just due to position. But overall, I do like it a lot. I do like that design a lot. And maybe one thing I guess would be is that a Spirit? Can you check if that's a pure white?
Let's see.
It doesn't look like pure white.
Well, yep, it's pure white. All Fs.
Okay. So that's, I guess, the other thing that I'd say is make sure that it's not a pure white, because that just in general you want pure white is reserved for focal points. You don't want that to be your entire character. So something like an off-white, either yellow or blue, generally works pretty well to keep the same aesthetic. If you're going for a more regal aesthetic, you're generally going to want to go into more of the blue category. If you're going for more of like a realistic or down-to-earth kind of actual coloration of a character, you might want to go into more of the yellow-reddish regions. But overall, I like it. I do like it.
Christy, you're up. Better top that.
I already said it earlier, but I like the colors. I think it's pretty. That's all I got. Everybody else go because
Okay.
no.
It took up too much time. I'm sorry.
Answer. You're new to the system that we have set up, and you
That
have
we
lots
totally
of words
didn't
you wish to say.
improvise in 30 seconds or less.
Here's an essay. Reduce it. So all good doggies go to heaven, and she went to heaven, and I love that. Thank you for the donation.
Yes,
Holy
thank you.
crap!
Yo! Whoa!
What?
Whoa!
Holy.
What the
Wait,
hell?
how much? Let me
Oh
check the
my
Streamlabs.
Oh my
Whoa!
god.
Sweet bean.
$111.
Bloody
This time
Jesus,
it's not for
shout us heaven!
Oh, just sweet
I'm
as
so
a bean.
Hold up, I gotta read the caption because this deserves from Dual Thrones. This time it's not for an art critique. It seems proper in this season that those of us with means should make provision for the poor that they may have some basic comforts. Also, y'all are allies of the Fluff Dragon Overlords, so tribute is needed. Duel! My man!
Oh, just sweet as a
God.
bean. Okay. All right. I will try to word after such a delicious feast you've given us. Okay. So I love this the sparkles around this character. It fills me with quite joy. And I'll try and make this quick. Words after that. I don't have much to say that I don't like about this. I think maybe the pink shirt maybe a different color. I don't know.
Yeah, the vivid colors are a little bit overpowering at times.
Mm-hmm.
And like one thing that I know I use a lot is I use vivid colors a lot in my drawings, but they're very centralized in a very specific section that I want people to focus on.
Mm-hmm. But
So-
you know, good doggy. It's a good doggy. Went to heaven.
It is.
Love.
It is a good dog.
Its turn.
Okay, I didn't need to make a new incognito tab. I needed to make a new layer in Photoshop. Why is it
Oh
both
boy,
the
here we
same
go.
key bindings? Okay, so here's my general 30-second gist, is that the shirt, I feel, draws away from the face. The jeans are fine since they're a bit of a darker... I think... Hang on, I will find the words to eloquently do this. How am I able to do this in college but not be able to do it on stream? I think the pink is just a little bit too vibrant, and since I can't paint bucket it, let's go ahead.
Thank you for the sub.
So we'll go ahead. So for those who aren't familiar, what I just did is I did a color layer, so that's a blending mode.
Ooh, yeah. That does look nicer.
And what it will do is that you can either do it, you can do it as gray, or you can make a very pale pink. And I'm not sure. I'd have to experiment a little bit with blending modes, but if
Oh,
I
it's nice.
Oh, I liked that soft pink.
Yeah, the soft pink does look a lot better, especially because like the vibrancy is mostly needed to be in the face, and it makes that focal point even more vivid.
Yeah, and you do, like, we do have the instance of, like, we have this halo here, which does draw a bit of attention, but at the same time, it's just, like, you really want your attention to be here on the face. So, that's my piece. I said what I needed.
Thank you.
I'm talking to myself. You know me, I talk when I do
Okay.
things.
Thank you for submitting your OC, your sweet angel OC.
I think, before we proceed, I am going to give a few updates, and if you guys don't mind, I just need a 5-minute break.
Micro break.
Yeah, we need a quick micro break. Just stand up real quick. I need to run to the bathroom. But here's a little thing that you need to be aware of, everyone. So, ClovenCast and Katson's event are overlapping. So, Katson's event will be occurring at 4:30 on Instagram. I believe, Spring, did Kat send a link to that for you?
Not yet, but there's a link to her Instagram.
Okay,
That-
That's gonna be interesting.
So we'll go ahead. We're gonna take 5. We'll be back at 4:15. Just for everyone to get up since we've been recording for about an hour and a half. Not an hour and a half, an hour 15. We'll be back in 15. We'll get through the rest of the group. And yeah, so we'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. Micro break. Stand up. Stand up, do a
Have a
little
stretch.
dance.
Okay, yeah, stretch that back, get that proper lumbar support, and don't strain your back like I do all the time, because I'm an idiot.
Now for the real question, because I have no idea what just happened while I was out for like the whole 3 minutes.
Meow.
Who the hell are you and where did you come from, man?
Hello, my name is Zillion Ross, which is a play on the name Bob Ross. I am another another YouTube art tutorial maker who has a worse upload schedule than Spirit, which is
You know what?
He is one of our community guests for the event.
Yeah. I did a panel earlier called
And stay. Oh my god.
I did a panel called human facial anatomy and how to interpret it in terms of anthropomorphic characters, which went really well, and I hope a lot of people who went that are watching this now and enjoying their RAMCon experience, because it is quite an interesting concept that I would love to see succeed, because right now I'm feeling a little bit con deprived, and we could all use a little break in our weekends to have something fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miss Con.
And who are you guys? Because I don't know any of you. I just know Spirit as
We
the
haven't. Yes, this is the first time we've ever spoken.
I was going to say, it's like, who the hell is this boy? Stranger danger!
it's just like, oh, hey, Spirit, who the fuck are you?
It's like two different groups of friends meeting for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm Springheart. Spirit and I became friends because I started modding her server. We do this lovely podcast together and hang out. And I make art and online YouTube videos. And I'm your event coordinator for this lovely event.
I'm Animechristy. I'm just part of this because I'm friends with Spirit.
But how are you friends with Spirit, may I ask?
Let's see, there's the D&D group, and then we met each other through the Brony fandom.
Yeah,
and
I noticed
my
the pony.
vending table.
Like this-
She's been by my vending table enough times, and I know her because Pretty Blue Dur.
And I'm Paul Blart Volkov.
Also, I do
Yes,
art.
Spirit has a very, very, very pretty suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a solid, like, out of all of the deer suits I've seen, it's just, oh my god.
I only know how to introduce through my art, so...
That is okay, because I do the exact same thing. You post your art in general, I'll post my art in general. Let's do this.
Cool. I just posted that first thing because I just finished that Copic marker drawing, so
Planning
sorry.
and stuff, or where?
Wherever you want.
Do it
I
in...
just threw it in plan. Oh, I threw it in planning and stuff. That explains it because that was the last place I've been. Oops.
I post like everywhere in here. It's very disorganized.
Let's take a look at this. Oh, do you
Yeah,
know how to use this in a while? Yo, whoa. These are some solid Copic marker sketches. Copics are not easy to work with either.
Thank you.
I enjoy them immensely, though. Let me see. I'm going to post probably... What do you want? Do you want, like, super cute or super cool?
I don't
Show
care.
them both. Show them the paintings you did of the protogens.
All right. First, I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna open up with the cutest thing I've drawn recently, and then I'm gonna open up with and then I'm gonna follow up by Nightmare Fuel.
Aw, it's cute. Okay, now where's the scary ass shit part? Oh, that's cool. Could
Yeah,
see
so-
that on the death metal cover.
Yeah. So those are both
Oh,
drawn by me. So
nice.
I'm basically able to stretch the entire array of chibi to concept art, depending on what I feel like in the day.
Okay, I guess if we're sharing art, I will do 2 posts then.
I have no patience for painterly
Eric
stuff.
can only be cute and pretty. I've had hard. I've barely done.
I draw
like,
cute
scary
stuff.
shit. I draw cute stuff. That's all I know how to draw.
I try and draw like moody stuff, and it turns out cute. So
Like, why can't I do anything right? Tries to draw Venture. It's just cute as hell.
pretty much.
Damn it!
Where is it? I did daylight savings time, and it was just like, nope, this is still kind of cute.
I'm
No
trying to
talk,
find, like,
Llama Angie.
Oh, do I need to post that?
Yes.
I'll do it.
That was
Where's-
me yesterday when it was 8 o'clock and it was still sunny out. I'm just
There.
like, what the
I'll do it.
hell?
Do the one where it's in the house because social distancing or
He
physical distancing.
Angie.
Mhm.
Angie. Oh, here's a really cool one that I did. The
Show.
protogen concept.
I apologize to everyone in the chat who's not seeing this right now. This is just in the dev chat right now.
You should show them some of the art.
Oh.
Show chat some of the art we are posting and boasting about and stroking our own egos. But also
This is amazing.
also boosting each other up because everybody who does art deserves to get compliments on their art because the fact that you're drawing it is a win and you should be proud of yourself. And if you're not proud of yourself, I'll be proud for you.
They want to see.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm
Finally,
working on it.
where's my philosophy?
All right, they want to see the art.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Do it.
I'm doing.
You gotta,
I don't know
you gotta
why
just
I
show
dropped.
like. Oh, so that's a drawing that I did. It's me, but adorable, and as you can tell by the expression, his happiness covers up deep-seated self-hatred towards himself.
Mood,
Like all
though.
good OCs.
Like all good OCs. What is it? There's a great picture of just like this really frilly, beautiful house. It's just like the OC, and there's just like this dark, dreary goth house next to them. Their backstory.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
just like, yeah.
That sounds about right for my D&D characters.
Well, it's just interesting because like there's a certain amount of like because like I write stories. I want to write webcomics eventually, and I have written webcomics. So for reference, I did an entire two entire Inktober's where instead of drawing every day, I wrote a comic page every day because
Why would you
I wasn't enough of a masochist the first time I did it. And I was like, you know what? How can I top every single other person in Inktober and win this? Because I'm an extremely competitive individual for no reason. Things that aren't supposed to initially be competitive because just doing them is a feat in and of themselves. So I was like, I'll make a comic. And I did. And my main focus was to have a main character that didn't have a depressing backstory and just kind of like grows through their travels instead of some sort of like inherent terrible like childhood trauma basically, which is interesting.
Also, chat, yes, I've been super into Animal Crossing lately. I'm sorry, I'm trash.
That is okay. It's okay if you play Det the video game.
I
Yes.
love debt the video game. It's just like
It's
real
so
life,
good.
except your debt collectors are actually a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah!
So zen.
Except the IRS is now raccoons.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Tanukis.
Tanukis.
Yes.
Anyways, aren't we supposed to be critiquing other people's sonas at this point in OCs?
Yes, our
So
little
we
brain
should
break
probably
stuff.
get back to that.
Yep.
Welcome to me being on stream. I create hour-long tangents. Just like me and Spirit when we went off on a tangent on Halo lore for literally 2 hours.
We
So
talked
this
about
is what-
Halo lore for 2 hours and we didn't have any form of focus.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna set the timer again
Yes.
Please do.
for
Okay.
5 minutes
For
for
I think
everyone.
It's the Jolteon-based one that we're supposed to be critiquing. So let me go ahead. Let me grab the timer.
I
Oh.
was going to say, it's like,
And
oh wow. They're
timer,
duos.
start. Go.
Okay, me first?
Keep it brief.
Okay, I am confused. I'm just very confused by this entire drawing. The silhouetting is pretty off. I like the initial design. It's very clear that you wanted to create some more primal-based characters. But a lot of it just feels really... I'm not sure if the term is flat in terms of design or color, because gosh, I don't know. Like, the anatomy is good. The expression's fine. It's just they're not stand out in a sense. Like, none of the characters really stand out.
They don't have a lot of weight to them.
And this is like one of those things where they don't really need to initially. And this is something where you might want to base it more on the characters' like stories and personalities rather than their character design. But one of the basic philosophies of character design is to make the character look like what their personality is. And with this, I can't really get a very clear reading on either of them. Like, the one on the right is very clearly a more primal, like huntress. But I feel like you could expand a little bit more on that, on like what they wear, what like their posing could like be more strong. Like, are they as strong? Are they agile? Are they nimble? It's just a very weak pose, so that I can't exactly tell what exactly their characteristics are and like what type of person they are. Also, I'm not sure what's going on with like the star at the back of the tail. I'm just really confused, honestly, and it's just very jumbled. And I don't know. I'm not really know what's going on. I feel like spreading the characters out and expanding on them a little bit more, make more solid silhouettes would really strengthen their characteristics. I'm done.
I think the image itself is kind of janky, in my opinion, just because there's more than one character that we're trying to focus in on, but the character itself isn't really letting us get to know them individually. But for what we have here right now, color-wise, they're okay. You know, they're not too bright, not too dark, not too rainy, but I think we do need a more environmental image in order to set. I'm trying to think, words are not coming out. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I really like the one on the left, though. It's really cute, but I guess I'm just kind of confused by these characters in one image.
Spring?
Okay. So, the thing I like about these two characters, just by a quick glance, they give me a anime feel. I feel like, character design-wise, like, these might be in some weird, obscure anime.
It's furry Dr. Stone.
Yes, maybe. So, like, the bird girl, the bird dinosaur. I freaking love like the tail. Just the kind of looks like a leaf. I like that a lot. And the little highlights in the hair. Love those a lot. But yeah, I'm a little confused on the star tail. I don't know how that's connected. But maybe she's like a Jolteon. Got that vibe. But anyways, yeah, a little confused on that front, but yeah, that's all I got.
Alright, I got two things that I want to mention, so I'm going to do them quick. One key that you can do if you want to make a character stand out in front of the other one is to incorporate line weight. So both of these characters have the same level of line weight on them, and a way that you can fix that, and I'll be really quick about it, is that you can bold the lines where they come in contact with each other to make them stand out. This is a really sloppy job, but line weight's a very important element. Huh? Zill, you good? Okay, I'm guessing. Okay, he's getting up. Anyway, so line weight will help the characters stand out immensely, and will also assist in helping provide a sense of depth of field. Another thing that I want to say.
Yeah, you're right. The tangent line doesn't work very well.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and that's another thing too. That also ties down a little bit into composition. Shut up, timer. I want to say this really quickly. Education from an animator. With this tail, you want to have the heaviest weight near the base, lightest weight at the end. So, especially when it comes to wolf tails, I know this is supposed to be more of aesthetic over practicality, but if you want to have the tail appear realistic, you're going to have it to where it bends and folds in a naturalistic element, because wolf tails only have the muscles here at the end and a little bit here. So they don't work like lizard tails where it's all that. It's mostly all the muscles are at the end, and it's kind of like the muscles and the tendons pull at the end and they wag back and forth. So it's kind of like almost akin to a pulley system, if that makes sense.
One thing that I thought of that would make like that specific design way better is if you made the hair spiky, like almost accentuate the fact that they use electricity. I feel like that would look really cool and really, really make the design more defined.
Kind of like I don't know. I'm loose sketching. We probably should keep moving, but
yeah, we should keep
moving.
It
has a Jolteon aesthetic. Just to emphasize that. Anyways. Moving on.
Thank you for
It's a good start. It's a solid start. I do like the design.
Ooh,
all right.
Orthodox.
So have you guys ever had like a cake pop before? Because it's like chocolate crack. It's like they took a lollipop and said, "Screw that. We're gonna make it better.
Yes.
We're gonna take a truffle and we're gonna put it on a stick." And it's just like, how is that? It's gonna be amazing. And they were right.
Oh my goodness.
I'm eating one right now, and like if I had like access to infinite cake pops, I'd be 300 pounds by now.
Oof. That's me with Pocky sticks.
So this is a Coyote Dragon. Am I supposed to start?
Yeah, let me go ahead and start the timer for you. Spring, what are you chuckling about?
Nothing. I wait.
Okay,
I think it's because it's a dragon.
No comments.
No, my cake pop fell apart. I'm
No! Press F for cake pop.
Hashtag F for cape.
I got an F in chat.
English is my first language, I promise. Anyway, Zill, go ahead.
All right. I absolutely adore this design. I think it's excellent. There are a couple of things that I'm going to get to, or I think it could change, but for the most part, oh my god. The eyes being green, everything else being brown, using natural colors. The horns are there, but they aren't loud. Really expresses just how much this character design works for me. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. Darling, this is gorgeous. It's amazing. It's perfect. Because there's just, the face, again, because of those green eyes, it brings the focus to the eyes. The piercings are there, but they're more of a stylistic choice instead of something that really defines the character. It adds more to like the character's punk aesthetic, as well as the jackets and stuff and clothing on the side. It really adds to the kind of rebel aesthetic of this character. And everything about the design adds to that rebel aesthetic, from the design of the face, from the design of the eyes, the design of the horns, the piercings, the rings on the horns. It all adds up to having this punk character, and I absolutely love that. Coyote Dragon, super unique hybrid. I haven't seen one represented in this way before. I really like it. One thing that I will critique about is, especially if you're going to go to try to get this made into a fursuit, which you absolutely should, it's that good, is you need to think about where you want the markings. More markings in the front, because when you're getting pictures taken of you, you're going to have markings like on the chest or on the sides, but you're not really going to have many pictures taken of you in the back. So moving some of those details to the front, I think would really add to the character design, and maybe taking a little bit of the detail off of the back. I really like a lot of the aesthetic choices you chose with them. I'm not exactly sure how well the asymmetry on the 1 foot works compared to the rest of the design. If you're going to have asymmetry in the foot, I would also suggest having some asymmetry in the arms, or take the asymmetry out and work maybe like on using some husky swoops or something else a fursuit maker could technically work with a little bit easier than some of those smaller details in certain areas. But overall, I really do like this character. I love this design. It looks like a tomboy.
Anyways. Alright, I'm going to add on with the point of the markings, because this was something that I wanted to point out too. I really like the markings. Kind of agree on the back, but I also think there should be some stuff put on the front. One thing that kind of bothers me about the markings is that because there's not a lot going on in the front, the shoulder markings just aren't... They're kind of floating for me, even though they're side by side. It probably makes sense for the character, but we need like a little bit of that black up front. I really like the design though. Like I just looked at this. I'm looking at the facial expressions. They're solid. I love them. This girl looks like she could kick my ass. Spring go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like this punk, muscular coyote dragon. She's buff, and like love it. I love it. I love it so much. I was chuckling at just it's not a heart, but you decided to emphasize
It's the butt, isn't it?
is
Oh my god.
I can't help
Spring,
it.
you're
My
so
eye,
mature.
when you put something in an area, like your eye gets drawn to it. I can't, like, what do you want from me? It's funny.
I kind of like it. It's toned, but it's subtle.
Yeah, no, I like it. No, it's great. Yeah, the black markings on the back and the shoulders, and the tail, they probably make sense for the character. Like, there's probably some, like, maybe she's part of a biker gang or something, like, and that's their sign.
What they were going for, because I'm looking in the chat and they're going for a biker punk aesthetic.
Ooh, yeah,
They
okay.
nailed it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
If I wouldn't mind jutting in just for 1 second.
Hey. We also gotta let Spirit go, so Spring finish up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Everything
You can
chat.
track after me.
I think, yeah, maybe do something a little more with the shoulder ones, because they're just very tiny and seem to be just not, yeah, it's a little just there.
I've turned off
I'm
the
done.
timer because we are going into overtime, and well, actually, we're not going into overtime. We have half an hour left. Okay, hold up. I'm big brain. So I agree with the others on the aspect of the markings. Also, speaking from the perspective, I'm not a fursuit maker, but I do have a fursuit that has decently complex markings, and one of my recommendations would be to emphasize these black parts. Since this back part here is basically essential, you don't have to change that. Just be aware that especially if you get a full suit, you're gonna have a lot of popped seams, unless you have a god tier maker, which honestly, popped seams are kind of inevitable. It's either the seams pop or the fabric pops, and you don't want to have the fabric tear. Something that I want to bring up is this little blue earring here. I'm sure it has personal significance, but I think in tying with the horns, I think if you want to, just so that you don't have too much going on palette-wise, if you were to make this earring green, like the eyes, and then maybe if you wanted to, since you've got an asymmetry concept going on, you could make one of the horn rings green as well, and have a golden green aesthetic going on.
Ooh.
Another thing that I was emphasizing, so I didn't initially think that this was a Coyote Dragon, so I think, it's a bit clear, like, once you find out, like, once you're told that it's a Coyote Dragon. However, it's hard to tell that the character has dragon bloods. It reminds me a lot more of a demon than a dragon. So I think having more dragon-like features, like either have, like, dragon claws, like, lower legs that are dragon claws, or either wings. Wings are super expensive in a fursuit, just fair warning. Or
Have tiny wings, make them all cute and stuff, but also like a little hell demon.
or either that, or having a dragon tail. Just something to make it a little bit more clear that the character is a dragon, like has dragon blood, if that makes sense. Zill, you had something you wanted to mention?
Yeah, one thing that I do think, like, and this is just looking at the general structure, because I do focus a lot on human anatomy, both male and female, is I assume because of the boobs, it's supposed to be a female. In terms of female, just general body structure, it's more of an hourglass shape, with the shoulders being around, not necessarily the same, but closer with the hips. So more accentuation of the hips, and actually, especially with the biker gang aesthetic, shrinking the boobs down a little bit might actually add more to that kind of tough aesthetic. Just because, I don't know, it just feels more like the character might be able to do more without I just think having them being a little bit smaller might look better, especially for the aesthetic that you're going for.
Also,
I don't know. That's just my
yeah,
personal preference, I guess.
I just realized something, and this is a pet peeve of mine, is that a lot of people will attach the head and the neck directly to the shoulders without any in-between. We have muscles that are in between the head and the shoulders here, and it bothers me when people don't include it, so you can still have it, and then you kind of emphasize...
Is it bad that I kind of disagree with, like, the boob comment, mostly because I've grown up around bikers all my life, and all the women have huge tits?
Big titty biker women.
I know a lot of big titty biker women that I've grown up with as my not really blood family, but like family.
There is nothing wrong with a woman with a large...
Exactly.
Yep.
Alright, so we're currently we've got 2 left on the donation roster, and then we can maybe start going through some. The only problem is that the watermark on this one has profanity, and I know that we said that there is a profanity thing, but like the watermark covers the entire thing.
If the watermark covers the sexy part, then chesticles, yes.
Okay, let me just go ahead.
Difficult.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat. They're saying
big titty biker GF. The entire chat has just become boobs, but that's probably my fault. More than likely is my fault.
For someone who coined the term "that's a nipple" on this podcast, yeah.
I didn't say it this time. You did.
Lem Isu says that's the wrong image.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do you want to post it in the
ClovenCast one?
The ClovenCast text for us, please?
I really need to...
It's okay. We've had some technical difficulties. Don't worry about it.
It's alright. Technical difficulties are just a part of the stream.
Welcome to being at a con, where there's always
God.
going to be an issue.
It's like the con is
like
gonna
a
run
real
smoothly.
panel.
It's like, oh my god, the con's running so smoothly. Oh dear god, what fresh hell awaits us in the next 20 minutes?
It's exactly like being part of a panel, trying to set up, and then having something go wrong while you're trying to show something on a screen.
You will never find a con chair more stressed than when everything is running super smoothly. Like, you will get con chairmen who are stressed, con chairs that are just stressed out of their minds. Like, her regular stress when things aren't going well for like panels and like convention stuff. But when everything is going right, if you say like one thing, they will just light into you because they're so on edge. They're more unstable than uranium-235 that's being excited. It's insane.
We had about 10 minutes of like absolute silence on the Discord server, and my brain, I think it was on Thursday night, and it was like something's wrong.
Whiplash. It's just like there's something going on. There's some shenaniganery going on right about now. I don't like it.
Oh dear!
Oh my god!
How dare this trash panda not be orange to go with that reference?
Ooh.
Sorry, I had
Blue.
I wanted to say, no, that's a bad reference. Go ahead.
Alright, timer start.
Oh, am I going first?
Yep.
Yes.
You're critiquing your own art, man.
The guest goes first.
Unless you want us to just critique it.
I would love for you guys to just critique it first, and then I can add in my 2 cents at the end.
I guess I'm going first. I'm sorry. Okay, let me know when the timer goes.
The timer's already running.
Nope.
Spirit.
Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can now.
The timer's going. You have 4.5 minutes.
Oh boy. Alright, first off, how dare this trash panda not be orange? It needs to go inside with that Clockwork orange reference. Okay, that aside, I actually really like what you got going for it. Even though I know Spring's going to comment on that booty over there. I like the colors. They're not, like, so gray to the point where they're just, like, a solid gray that you, like, put all the way on the side. They have, like, some subtle hints of brown in them, which coincides with it. And the eyes are brightened up with green. However, I'm trying to think of a way to like critique it because this is actually a really solid design. It just needs something, and I'm just not getting
you can't get
it.
it on your it's on the tip of your
I'm
tongue.
trying to describe it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's not coming out.
Spring.
That's all I got.
Can you zoom in on the front view for me?
Enhancing. Zoom.
Enhance.
Enhance! I think you can enhance pretty far on this because I always make my art at such a ridiculously high resolution. It is my life's goal to crash Photoshop.
Oh, I didn't notice that the tips of the eyes were actually yellow. Okay.
Okay. All right. That having this closer up helps. So what I like about this character is that I like the tail, like it's striped, but in the tail, you've got these like little triangles of different like the colored fur. So you've got the lighter in the dark. I like that. I like that. It's a nice little accents. The thing I don't have this issue now because it's closer up, but far away, my eyes were going to the chest area because it was white, and not the eyes. I think that's really the only. That's gonna be a recurring theme for me, guys. Is like my eyeballs are not going to this character's eyeballs. Like I just want to make nice eye contact with your lovely OCs. Like that's all I want.
How's
But,
the term,
yeah,
my eyes
I
are
think
up here? Meanwhile,
done.
Spring's just staring at the fluff on the chest. Anyway, honestly...
No comment! I'll walk away from my computer now.
Anyway, honestly, I can't see a whole lot of problems when it comes to the fundamental design. I think the green and the eyes definitely draw the eye to the face. Just something that I'm thinking about, and this is more of like a thinking out loud rather than a big issue, is that the paw pads, and I'm not sure how it works on raccoons, but the paw pads kind of blend in to the rest of the design. So let me see if I can increase my tolerance on the paint bucket. 20. So if we were to do that, and then you can make the hair slightly darker, it'll make the hair stand out in comparison. I'm kind of spitballing here, honestly. Like, it's really hard to find issues with this design, but that's just kind of like what I'm thinking out loud, if that makes sense. Because it's a shade of, it's a darker shade of the main gray, and the warm gray is very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Alright.
Still
Alright.
think
You
there
got
needs
45
to be a hint
seconds,
of
Zil.
orange.
All right. So I can't critique this because this is my own art, and I'm taking like the advice. I'm like actually actively listening to other people when they're talking to me. So this is a reference page that was done for Clockwork Raccoon or Clockwork. They are in chat, so hi Clocky. And the basic idea of this character was to actually make it into a fursuit, as well as create a subtler version of their previous version of the raccoon character, which had green hair and the same kind of crazy eyes.
Oh.
So in the end, it was their choice to create the character to look like this, to give it a more subtle appearance, just kind of tone it down a bunch, but to keep the same kind of just focus on having all of the vibrancy in the eyes, which I think is a really cool idea, and making it so that everything else was a little bit more subtle on the rest of the body, and in a sense, more of a raccoon coloration. And I really dig the design in that sense, where it's subtle in all the right places, and where you need it to have the attention to detail, it's there, and in the eyes. And the body shape is also interesting because it's a very good representation of how they actually look, and that's just what I really focused on when coming up with the design, just to make sure that I was able to represent and depict the actual individual in a way that is both flattering but also honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that makes any sense or if that sounds weird, but that's kind of what I want to go for. And also up the fluff on the chest and the gluteus maximus region. Yeah. And the little triangles, that's just the stylistic choice that I generally do. I use the loop tool a lot to make those triangles. So that's just a stylistic choice that I learned over time.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
Thank you for submitting, Clocky. Honestly, this is really It's hard. It's like a good challenge because it's just like you gotta really dig in depth to the character.
Because like you immediately know who this is. Like it's like, oh, I see those eyes. That's Clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
I know who this is. It's immediate. You know who it is.
Go ahead. We
Unless
have
somebody else copies the design. Kidding.
we have one more. We have one more paid character, and then I think so. We have about 15 minutes left in the stream. So what we can do is we can go ahead. We can wrap up standard donations. And then I think that'll probably be... I'm going to have to shut down the widget afterwards just so that I can keep track. So we can do this and then maybe one more character from the ClovenCast chat. So it'll just depend on how fast we go through this one first. So
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll set the timer. Zillion, you're up first.
All right. So this is obviously the immediate thought that comes to my brain when I see this character is, oh, I didn't know they condensed Tumblr into one single character.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, think about it, yeah. But I think that really brings me to a point. The design and the anatomy is very solid, and there's obviously a lot of thought into that aspect of this character. The one thing I will say is that the unique color and pastels can work, but that's all there really is. And though the eyes are very much being taken up by, like, are very much the focal point because of just how black they are compared to the rest of the character, there really isn't any other way to tell this one apart. And I really like just a differentiation in color, like in either the eyes or some other aspect of the character might look really good. In the end, it's a very solid design, and you can definitely use it, but it's lacking that unique like character trait that you would need in a design to kind of like bring it out a little bit more. And most of the time, this is done through basically making the eyes a very bright or vivid color compared to the rest of it. And in certain character design, I generally like to have one offshoot color that is very different from the rest. And this one is very much just, it's all the same color all the way throughout the design. And that is good. That makes a good looking design, but it lacks that focal point. And my eyes just kind of go over it. It's like, oh, that's a cool design. And then just moves on. It's lacking that one thing that makes me go, oh, that's really cool. So there's like, there's a detail missing, and you can do something to this in multiple different ways, I'm sure, that could really bring out the character more than there is. Like, yeah, like adding like a hair highlight.
Hang on,
Or
I got
like
it.
eye highlight. Not just like black hair, or just like adding some highlights to the hair as well. It could really make it cool. And I think that would really add some depth to the character. Just using a slightly more vibrant color somewhere on it.
Ooh.
Or, yeah, like the lack of color, or like the black. I think that would look good. Exactly like that, yeah!
I was thinking out I was drawing out my ideas because I had to see it on paper before I could do it properly. But anyway,
That pops.
Christy, it's
Yeah,
your turn.
it pops.
Okay, so I like how cute this character is. It reminds me of like an anime-ish, like chibi character, especially in terms of anatomy. It seems really fitting that it would have like that aspect to it. But I agree with the coloring. Just it doesn't really work 100% for this character. It needs a little bit more vibrancy, and while I like the attempt to use like a not so vibrant cotton candy-ish type of aesthetic with it, needs a little tweaking in the coloring, like what we just did in order to establish that. Or what Spirit did in order to establish that, as Zillion was screaming out loud what he was trying to do. Oh, yeah, that's all I got.
Spring, your turn.
Okay. So I really like the soft pastel colors. Mwah. I love a pasta full of... I can word real good.
The full
A good old bowl of pastel pasta. But so love that aesthetic. But the thing that is puzzling me is the hair like color, like it's fine you have dyed hair, but the fact that there's spiked curls at the top and then it goes into waves at the bottom, like dog hair. Like the dog hair it makes sense, but then at the top there's spikes. My brain is trying to wrap around that concept a little. So I think if you made like the hair spikes near the cheeks, like bigger maybe, or something to emphasize that's like hair, and not like the ears, that might help. So that would be because it right now it just looks like one unit of hair and not like separated. Yeah, that would be my suggestion.
It's the timer. I'm gonna just do my piece real quick. I'm kind of with Spring on that with the shape language. So, I get the essence that this character is meant to be kind of like one that starts off looking really cute, but is actually kind of dangerous, as you would expect from Tumblr. Anyway, like I said, I was kind of playing around with the colors a bit. I just threw a black overlay over the hair, which will help the hair stand out a little bit more. It'll help draw the eye to the face more, and it won't make the eyes feel as, what's the word? Contrasting? I think, another thing, too, is that, so like I was saying, the shape language, especially with the hair, I think that if you really want to have, you'll either have to go with a sharp aesthetic for the ears or a softer aesthetic for the hair. So, like, if you were to take, like with these, I need to make a smaller brush, kind of like a more curled, like just something that'll kind of match the hair a little bit more, like with the wavy texture, because you have a straight, hair and then wavy ear textures.
Either that or like make like a whole bob of hair and then have the ears coming out underneath, like something.
Definitely has a Isabelle aesthetic going on with it.
Yeah.
Needs a bottle of Jack Daniels then.
Give it a Jack Daniels and a red Hawaiian shirt.
Alright, so we got, there's a lot of people to pick from, and I don't want to feel like I'm picking favorites when it comes to the chat, so we can either just...
Thank you for donating and your OC. Oh, okay. I wanted to say that, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you everyone who don't... English! Do I speak it? No. Anyway.
I remember I donated and asked if you could critique my Protogen character. I'm not sure if that went through, though. Anyways.
I'll pull up Baron anyway, just since I'm sure it'll take time to process.
Someone donated and didn't get chosen. Could you refresh your stuff?
Let me refresh my dashboard real quick.
Again, if we miss anyone, we'll
just let us know and we'll
later.
Try to get to you.
Yeah, because like that's one of the important things is like if you did get skipped, you donated, so we are like that is money that's going to a good cause, so we are going to try to put priority on that. So we're sorry.
Who said they got skipped? Inkling
Studios. Skeptical? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm probably saying it wrong and then offending everybody.
I can't pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Can you drop it again?
I attempted.
In the... I'm not... Okay, here's the thing. I'm not seeing it on the dashboard. Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind...
Skeptical.
If you wouldn't mind dropping that again in the Discord chat so that we can grab it, and we'll do that, and then we can do Baron, and then we'll wrap up for the day.
Alright. I can drag it and copy it to you. I've got it.
Okay.
All right, where are we? It's in there. Okay, I'm gonna drop it in general.
You're totally professional in this line of work.
I think that's the right one.
All right, I'll go ahead.
If this is skeptic, that should be the right one. If it's not, let me know, and I will see myself out due to my incompetence.
It's okay. We're all incompetent on the stream.
Everybody. So the news, the big epiphany that everybody
Apparently,
should have in their
that's
life.
not the right.
Skeptic, right?
Septic.
I keep
That's the
calling you skeptical from now on. I'm
I
sorry.
put a different Sona on the donate one.
okay.
There
Well,
is
if you're
nothing on the
gonna,
donation. It just says, "Hi, thank you for hosting the convention."
Oh wait, I donated.
if you wouldn't mind, just posting it in the ClovenCast in
There goes my
RAMCon,
module.
because we are having a relatively difficult, because sometimes it is difficult to understand which Sona you want reference, especially
Oh,
Or
when
even just post it
Array-
in the stream chat.
We didn't. Did Array donate? Array donated.
Boy.
This boy. We haven't talked about. Yeah, Array. They were like one of our first boys.
Oh,
Oh boy.
well,
if that's the case, just skip me and we'll do these two.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I've been trying to keep up with those. I wasn't covering anyone who had not included a link, so.
Yeah, don't worry. It's definitely one thing that I noticed is it is hard to kind of track people when they do multiple. I've had this issue when I do speed commissions where people do multiple sonas and they link one and then don't link another, and it can be difficult at times.
So go ahead. We'll cover Array, and then Skeptical, if you wouldn't mind dropping that again in the.
I've
ClovenCast.
posted it in the ClovenCast. The link.
I've got Array. I need the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah. Skeptic, can you drop that?
Yeah, Skeptic, we're gonna need that because
Yeah,
we have the
Okay.
one that you dropped, but
Their cooldown isn't done yet.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Let me change the
You
cooldown
post-
time.
Are they able to post in the chat, like in
Hold
the
on.
stream chat?
Okay, 30 seconds is done. It's 30 seconds. You can now. You'll probably be able to post.
While we're at it, let's go ahead and take care of Array, since Array was one of our first donations.
Yes.
all right. Okay, so oh boy. All right. Has the timer started? Because
Yep.
Be-
Do you want me to start?
Okay.
Because I've got an idea if you need.
I've got a lot to say. I do like the so in terms of happy and excitable, easily distracted, that really is represented in like the facial like expressions that you put in this reference sheet. But and I do like the fact that you do represent that in like the side panels. My main thing is choose the color, because good lordy, there are a bunch that are all the exact same color, but I just don't know what's going on. It's very confusing, like especially if I'm going to be looking at this picture and referencing it in terms of drawing. It's just it's all over the place. I don't know where I'm looking. Everything is both the same and different at the same time, and it just is very confusing. What I would suggest is limiting it down to 3 different colors for the fur, the visor, and the armor, and then working on maybe doing a slightly more subtle color from there. And then we also see the version that you posted and this is the CMYK version. This isn't the RGB version. So if you're doing RGB coloration, you need to stay away from those extremely vivid colors. And especially in this design, it hurts my eyes to look at. And I wish I could say that wasn't true, but because the colors are so vivid, and they're all the way maxed out to the upper right-hand corner of that painting tool and paint color chooser, it will actually hurt my eyes to look at. Obviously, this is going to be different if it's translated into a suit, but when you're doing art of it and you have to relook at this, when you need to relook at this reference over and over again, especially if you're an artist, your eyes are going to start to hurt really bad, and you're going to hate looking at it. And the artists who are drawing it are going to hate looking at it. So definitely tone down the colors and be a little bit more confident in what colors you want to have. So again, like limit it down to 4 or 3, but just tone it down and limit the colors, as Spirit is obviously doing right here.
I'm just kind of
Alright.
doing a mock palette right now.
Yeah.
Alright, so I actually also wanted to say something about the colors. While I do agree with this, I think one of the other things that is... Alright, so first off, the first thing that I notice is the face, because it looks like a Daft Punk reference. It has that aesthetic going on with it. So one thing I would take, since these colors are very dark, I would use a contrasting color to brighten it up, like maybe a pale yellow. That would brighten up the character, especially with the visor, because it's actually really hard to see what's going on inside of the face mask type of thing going on. Like, make that like a pale yellow, and it would brighten it up really quick. That dark character. Even like the light pink in order to coincide with the color palette.
Spring, that's your
Just
cue.
a little.
Sorry. We just to let you know, we will have a few people saved for after because we've missed a few. Just
Okay.
heads up. So
Oh my god.
I love.
my grandma calling me, so go on without me.
Okay, say hi to Grandma. I love the color. So I know you. Some people didn't like the colors. I kind of do dig the colors. First glance, but the eyes, like, that needs to be brighter because it's too soft. Like, I want to see your your digital face. I want to see express at me it. But it's probably too many colors all over the place. I guess. But yeah, just eyeballs. I want to see your cute digital eyeballs. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I'm basically of the same mind. Another thing that I'm noticing is that the design is very top heavy. So I think if you're going to use this purple as a... So let's say if you're going to use this purple as a general color, you should either use it as a highlight or use it as a base. So what I would do is that, so like, see, we have this dark color here which matches here. Make the visor this color as well. And then I would add, like, I would just make, shut up, timer. I would make this, this pink more of a highlight. It's only 3 different colors. Little black, purple is just my character. A friend of mine made the ref and didn't expect it to be ripped. Oh. Hold up, let me read that from the Streamlabs so that I have more time to read that.
Thank you for the donate again.
It's only 3 different colors. Little black, purple, black, blue, purple. It's my character. Just a friend of mine made the ref. Didn't expect to be ripped into like this XD. I mean, it's not... Okay, it's not really along the lines of, like, this is more just a technical issue, and maybe this is an issue that we have with the ref. We're not meaning to appear like we're ripping into you. It's just speaking, at least because I come from a scholastic background because I'm in art school, so we have to learn how to engineer characters, and honestly, like, it's not a requirement. It's more just along the lines of, like, us kind of throwing ideas out there, and you're not required to do it. This is more just along the lines of what we're thinking.
You do you. Like,
More suggestions than anything. So sorry, I'm back. I have a face mask that my
if you
grandma
want
made me.
neon pink hair and a fluffy bottom, you do you.
So we'll go ahead and see. Who all did we have left on the roster?
I posted it in the general. You have 2 more people who donated.
Okay. I'm gonna have to close donations, guys, because we're not gonna be able to take any more people at this time because 2 of the people on this podcast are staff, and we are going to need time to prep for the closing ceremonies. So we'll go ahead. We'll do the other ones really quickly. If you want, you said
We'll do a speed round.
Yes. The 2 people talking in the chat, Spectral and Hemi D. I do have those 2 people prepped.
Okay.
So we're gonna do those We're gonna do those 2. Thank you
so
for
from here
reminding
on
us.
out, guys, we're
Zillion?
not huh?
I was going to say it's like so Zillion, even though I know it's very tempting to go into these huge amount of details. Please try to condense it down for the sake of timeliness.
We have 5 minutes for each.
Exactly.
Cool. I will keep it short and brief.
All right. So first one we have this. Okay. Setting timer. Go.
Good coloration, good diversity, like the white. Actually, very interesting and diverse character. I like the solidity in the color choice, but I also like the highlights of the red on the hair and how it goes into white. 10 out of 10.
Christy.
Anime.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Cool.
You're
All
so
right.
fast.
You told me to go fast!
I'm sorry. Anyways, all right, my turn. I really like the jacket. I like the fluffy aesthetic, especially with the It seems like it could kick my ass, but it's also really, really fluffy, especially with like the jacket and even the hair. It reminds me of feathers. I like the coloration. It reminds me of blood, even though the main center like color isn't red, but that's what my eye goes towards. I'm done.
Spring.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you take off whatever you just did because I
did.
don't.
I hit it.
Okay, thank you. So I really like this design. I like the red feather coming out of the head and the tail. I feel like, and this is going to be a callback, you made this for a certain pony contest to be in an animation because that's what this reminds me of so much. I really like it. The only thing I that's bugging me a little bit is the gradient, like in the chest area because it's like it's light in the chest and then it's dark. I don't like the placement's a little.
It's hard to track.
It bugs me just a tiny bit because it's like it feels like there should be like a flashlight under his right there instead of like this was a choice. I don't know how to word this.
A deliberate marking.
I feel like
rather-
there should be it's shadowing, not a skin thing. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I got.
So this is mostly just, like I said, I was doing my brain think again. I feel like the coat could use to be just a little bit of a lighter color, just a little bit, because it doesn't. It's at this roughly the same value as the body, which makes it not stand out a whole lot. So do that, and then let me go ahead and make a new one. I'm a bit unclear on what this is. If it's meant to be like head feathers, I feel like it's a bit awkwardly placed if it's up front. Like if it's meant to be kind of akin to a unicorn, I could understand that. But I'm personally more along the lines, like, I feel like if you were to put the feathers here and on the other side, just to like create an essence of symmetry. Just because
Well, that would look a whole lot better.
I've done it because I've referenced off of frilled lizards. I used to reference it when I was designing my dragons, and the rule of thumb was that like it would attach to the body here. And Rocky Harmony, one of my friends, he's the head volunteer. His character has, if you wanted to, also you could have the feathers come out from like underneath the ear, like that, and it would kind of anchor underneath the ear. But that's all I got. So, thank you for donating and sending in the character. It's very cute. She says, "Well, it looks like it's a murder hobo."
Barrett, you know that Lily and Celine are murder hobos, but not this character.
Okay, our entire D&D crew is a bunch of murder hobos, and we're kind of shameless about it. Lily doesn't like being a murder hobo, though. Anyway, last character of the day, everybody.
All right, let's take a look.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
timer set.
Somebody else want to go before me this time? That way I don't take up all the time.
I got it. Okay, so I'm really appreciating the color palette of this character. It gives me a very natural, stony, earthy, like, it feels like moss in a good way. Like, it's something that you would find walking out in nature and it's just like, ooh, that's pretty. One thing that's pointing, like, I'm noticing is the antlers, which I love me some good antlers because have you seen my Fursona? But I feel like the antlers stand out a little bit too much and draw the attention away from the eyes, which are important aspects of emotion. So I feel like if you were to make the antlers the same bright color as the belly, then it would help make the eyes stand out a little bit more. That's all I got.
Okay.
Christy, you're next.
Go ahead, Zillion. I'm still trying to process.
All right. For me, I was actually going to say, like, again, it does come down to the antlers for me as well. I like the color of blue on the eyes. It's a differentiation from the rest of the design, and I think that really adds to the general aesthetic. And it's a common theme that works very well for making a good character design. But I agree that the antlers are just such a juxtaposition from the rest of the character design that I think it needs to almost match some of the other design elements. Now, one of the things that I generally notice is that hooves are generally the same colors as antlers, or at least in my designs, and in others that sometimes that works. But also using the green, the dark green in the wing, or even the light green in the wing might actually work as well in terms of antler color, because it still follows the exact same design as the rest of the character and keeps the same aesthetic, but also is more subtle. So, like, Spirit, if you could try, like, the green, that might also work a little bit better. Yeah, like...
The light green blends in with the hair tuft, so it would draw...
Yeah, so maybe the dark green.
I think I liked it more akin to the black. Or the hood color more than...
Yeah, I do too.
Let me go ahead and do that one again.
Yeah, I also like the idea with the cream color also working with that.
Mm-hmm. I just noticed that reindeer antlers tend to be, they're usually covered in, they're covered in
skin.
Yeah, they're covered in skin, and they have a very light, fur on them. So it's usually a different color than you would find in the bone base, like the keratin. Spring, it's your turn.
So thing I like about this character, because we start off with something nice each time. I like the coloration of the eyes. This character looks like a sweet boy. And I do like the color palette that you're using. Maybe I'm just not familiar with this particular deer bat type of
I think it looks like a deer dragon.
Deer dragon. But I don't the wing attachment area, I'm not feeling that. Like I don't know how to explain. Oh, reindeer bat. Thank you. I don't know how to I don't know if you need to add like extra fluff on the shoulders to like
emphasize.
But it's I like the idea behind it.
Just needs a bit of tweaking.
Tiny tweak.
Honestly, though, it's still a really solid character design. It's just that itty bitty, like a tiny little
reindeer.
thing.
Sorry.
Also, just anatomical thing is a bat's hand. All of the wing ligaments are actually parts of the fingers, so you wouldn't actually have a ligament at the elbow. It would all just be in the hand area. So that's just some anatomy 101 on bats for next time you draw them.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they do dragons, they'll do the elbow attachment, but if you really want it to be anatomically correct, it's going to be more akin to that.
I'm going, before we wrap up, we might have one person we've missed who donated $3. Isley Dragon? Oh, everyone has beautiful names that my English-speaking mouth refuses to pronounce. Capti, it's a beautiful thing. I've asked them to I think they're writing me a small story, but I just need your
We just
OC
seen the
rep
picture.
pick. They went for a break, and they came back, and they don't know if their OC was done.
Have them drop it in the.
I asked them to, and I'm waiting for a response.
It's a stream that never ends.
We started this. Let's see. We started this. Under normal circumstances, I'd go longer, but I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. I've been talking all day.
So, this is what I'll say. If we have missed your OC, please, we're going to keep ClovenCast that thing open. Please at Springheart, please at me with your reference, okay? And it has to be safe for work reference, okay? Just because sometimes the links and Streamlabs can be special beans. So in that text, please at me. And the next ClovenCast recording, we will record us talking about your OC.
Exactly. Because we're kind of tired after 2 hours.
Yeah, I want to make sure we get everyone because you guys have been. Oh, good. I didn't. Wow, I didn't even see how much we've. Wow, you guys are.
Have been overly sumptuous to the point where we did not expect this much. But we are very, very grateful, and thank you very much, everybody, for your donations. Whether you couldn't donate or whatever the case may be, we still appreciate everybody being here.
Oh, there's a lot of people. The chat just became alive in the. All right, I'm going to pin your stuff. And the next ClovenCast.
Please note that it's a donation. It's donation ones that we'll be specifically reserving.
Yes, it's the donation ones.
Not people who are just sending in their characters to be critiqued, but it has to be. You have to have donated.
Yes, you have to have donated. And we will retweet that episode on the RAMCon to ensure that you guys see it. Okay?
And just to be safe, make sure that you watch through the episode when it goes up so that you can see if you got covered or not.
Yes. We didn't. The $3 donation, we did not review this delightful OC. He's so cute. Okay.
I need to see it. Which one is it?
Okay,
I see it now.
This one because I don't know if.
Yeah, it's in the pinned, right?
I've pinned stuff.
My room is really warm.
Same though. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I see now. It's thunderstorming. That's why it's so warm. But anyway, I think we do have to wrap up because 2 of us have to get ready for closing ceremonies. So we would like to formally thank everyone who stuck around, especially this long into the stream, for your. Honestly, we did not expect to go this far. Where are we at now? We are at 548 out of 300. We almost doubled our original goals. So honestly, you guys, you deserve all of the rounds of applause for your support. This is going directly to COVID support and relief. So I'm going to give you guys a clap.
Thank you. And I apologize to anyone who posted their OCs who didn't donate. We didn't have time.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. We were not expecting to have that long of a roster.
Yeah.
We did not.
We might, maybe we'll see. I don't know. I can't
will
promise
have
anything.
to make it up to these people, though, someday.
We'll have more in the future that people can submit to, and we'll have it via the usual Twitter threads so that it's a bit more organized. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Reminder that we have closing ceremonies at 6, so that's about 40 minutes from now. We're gonna go ahead and stop the stream. Make sure to come back here. The closing ceremonies are happening here as well, so make sure to come back here in about 40 minutes to where we will wrap up the day and cover any important information that we might have. Just to let you know, there are events after closing ceremonies. They are just a little bit more adult-oriented, so if you're under 18, we wouldn't recommend watching those, but the vendor hall will be remaining open for the duration through today and likely tomorrow. So thank you all for watching,
yeah.
and we'll see you at closing ceremonies. Bye.
Bye-bye.